Okay, so I thought my app was running perfectly. No bug, everything is smooth until I run TestSprite on it. And what I found honestly shocked me. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's video is special because it's sponsored by TestSprite and I would like to run their new MCP Server testing engine on of my project. So here I would like to test my post directory app built with Next.js 16, TypeScript, Tailwind CSS, Shadcn and MongoDB. And we are going to see whether it's truly bug free or not. Here's the app. You can create an account, log in, browse post, read content, and like or dislike articles. Let me give you a little overview. For example, it's a very basic app. You can see the landing page here. So at the beginning, you will have to create an account. If you have already an account, you can go to the sign in page and here input your email and password. Then you can simply sign in. I don't have that, so that's why I will create a new account. So let me click this sign up page and here I will input my name. So this is Mamun. Then we'll have to give a email address here. For example, mamun@gmail.com. And here we'll have to choose a password and that must be at least 6 characters. So let me choose a valid password here. Then if I click this create account, it will create an account and redirect to the dashboard page. Here you will find latest post and you can see I have only 6 posts right now with the level. And if you want to read any blog post here, simply click here and you can see. So this is awesome. Let me go back. For example, let's open this one. Look, it's actually showing the code also. And the thing is that you can like or dislike any post. For example, here you can simply like this post and right now it's automatically updated. If you then back to the post and open another one, then you can dislike it. Look, it's working perfectly. So everything looks solid, right? But visually working apps can still hide deeper issues, and that's where TestSprite comes in. If you haven't used TestSprite before, imagine it's an automated testing assistant that interacts with your app like a real user. Clicking, typing, navigating, validating, and capturing unexpected behavior. And the real magic comes from their MCP server, which drives smart test execution and behavioral predictions instead of simple static checks. As a developers, we rely heavily on manual testing, checking through the UI, typing inputs, checking states, refreshing again and again. That process is slow, error-prone, and honestly, we get tired and we miss things. TestSprite eliminate that pain. Instead of you repeating the same test, it does them automatically and not once but repeatedly, consistently and without bias. And when something breaks, instead of you trying to reproduce it manually, TestSprite records a demo showing exactly what happened it, when the UI broke, how it broke, and what triggered it. That's the part that instantly reduces debugging time. Okay, so now it's time to test our application with TestSprite, and to do that, at the beginning we'll have to connect TestSprite to my project. Okay, so the process is you will open a browser, then simply go to the testsprite.com. I will provide this link in the video description so you can check that link. Okay, so from here you will simply click this try MCP for free or this button. So simply click here. It will redirect to the sign up page. If you haven't an account, you can create your account by using a email password and simply click this continue, or you have options to continue with Google and GitHub. Okay, so I have already an account, so that's why I will sign in it. So click here, then I will just continue with Google, then it will redirect to my accounts. Okay, so I have tested some of my project and it's working perfectly. And now actually in this video I will completely show you how we can do that directly. Okay, TestSprite is completely free to use. You will get up to 150 credit per month, but if you need additional credits, then you can just go with their starter package, and here you will get up to 400 credit per month, additional advanced models, optimized execution, priority support, and extra advanced AI model features and lots of things you will get here. The important thing is that you will have the 1 month free trial. You don't have to pay anything for this. Okay, so you can try it. If you are using a code IDE like Cursor that I am using right now, so you can just directly install by clicking here. But if you have another IDE, so what you can do, so you can simply go to the testsprite.com, and from there you can explore their docs. Okay, so this is the documentation, and from there you will go to the installation page. Here you can see it's actually supported by Terra, Cursor, Cloud Code, Visual Studio Code, and any other IDE. Okay, it's a very simple. You can simply explore any of this process. Look, if you use Cursor, at first you need to get an API key, then you will have to on click installation link and input their API key. Okay, so let's follow this process. As I am using Cursor, you can simply click this quick install, and now you can see it says you will have to create an API key. So let's create an API key. Click here and it will redirect to the API key pages, and now we will generate a new API key by clicking this new API key. So simply define your project name. Okay, then click this create. Now here you will find your API key. Just simply copy it and close it. Then back to the page. Here install MCP settings. So you can simply choose any of your IDE. Okay, I'm using Cursor, so that's why click this add to Cursor button, and it will ask to open Cursor. Here you can see it's installing MCP Server. Will execute command with the same privilege. Okay, here you don't have to do anything, just input your API key here. I just simply paste the API key, and now click this install button, and within a few seconds it will connect to your project. So wait until it's completed. Okay, it's completed, and it's added 7 tools here. You can see all of these tools. Okay, so after just connecting it on your projects, what next? Okay, so the next thing is that you need to have a PRD, that means product requirement document. Okay, so this is a document that actually says what you are going to do and what the project is about. For example, it's a post directory so application, so it's a modern web application built with Next.js 16 that allow authentication user to browse, read, and integrate with blog posts. The application feature with a dark theme UI, and it's all about the project details. Okay, you will have to create a PRD document, and you can use any type of AI. For example, you can go with ChatGPT or Gemini, or you can just even use Cursor to create this type of PRD document. Okay, then what next? Actually, to test this app, at first you need to open the chat. Okay, so we will simply press Ctrl and L, then a chat will open here. What you will simply say, you will simply say something like this: help me test this project with TestSprite. Okay, so I'm using this ops 4.5. you can use any of this, it's actually not the issues. Okay, you can simply comment something like this: help me test this project with TestSprite, or simply say test this project with TestSprite. That means this project will tested by TestSprite, and here you will simply click this icon. So it's actually planning what to do. Okay, it's reading our project. Then you will have to click this run. Then you will pop up this frontier. Here you will have to choose which type of testing mode you want. Would you like to test your backend or frontend? For this case, I actually go with frontend. Then here you will have to provide the scope. Would you like to just check all of your code base, or simply a specific section of code? I will choose this entire code base. Then here you can provide a created user account and password. It's actually optional, you don't have to do. So local environment port, so this is your local environment port as we're using Next.js. Then the main thing is that you will have to provide a product specification doc, that is I called it PRD doc. Okay, so we have already created this doc, you can see. So this is the doc. I will just upload the file here. So let me upload it. This is actually PRD, and let me open it. So after doing that, you can simply click this continue button. and upload success, the page will close automatically. So simply click OK. And now if you back to your application, then just simply run again. So it's actually scan your code base to understand the feature and take a stack, then generate code summary for you. And it will take some times to complete all of this stuff. Here at the meantime, you can see a folder is created, TestSprite underscore test, and inside it you have config.json file, then prd files here. This is your prd file that you provided. Okay, and then you will see a code summaries here. It's actually define what to do. You can see all of these things it will do. Then here you will have to just run again. So it's actually generating front-end test plan. Oh, I forget to just click this, got it back to here, keep allowing it, run again. And now you can see the test is running, and this process may take up to 15 minutes to complete. Okay, so and if you back to your projects here, if you just refresh, you can see your project is here. It's actually checking 15 cases. You can just simply click here to check what's happening here. You can see it will check user authentication with valid data, user registration with invalid data, then user login with valid credential, then logout functionality, and all of these cases here listed what it will actually check. Okay, we'll have to wait until it's completed. The process is ongoing. Let me back to the cursor and see if there are any issues. Okay, it's still not completed yet. Go back to here. Okay, after a while you can see we have only 2 cases are passed and one is failed and other is still in progress. And you can see we'll have an issues on logout functionality, and this is actually hidden issues I haven't noticed when I just working on project. We will have to still wait to complete the whole process. We got another issues here, route protection for post detail page not okay. Okay, it's completed, and you can see that among the 15 test cases 9 have passed, and you can see the summary here. So the issues actually happened when user login with invalid credential. Then another issues is on logout functionality. Then you can see we have issues on like and dislike button, API input validation for user login, responsive design consistency. That means it's perfectly audit our code and perfectly said where is actually issues. Let me check what actually happened inside it. For example, if I check user registration with valid data, so this is actually passed, and if I want to go inside it, you will see the live demo what's actually happened. So let me play this. Here you will see the live demo, and this functionality is perfectly working. Okay, so this is actually for this test successful, no errors detected. Okay, now let me go back, and if I choose, for example, issues, for example, the user login with valid credential, these cases failed. On to audit it, so go inside it, and now you will see the error is actually login attempt with the provided credential. So registered user at the rate example, and both failed with an error, invalid email and password. The credential user cannot be logged in successfully, or no JWT token is received. Okay, so this is the issues, and if you need to check it, for example, let me play this video what's happened. Okay, it will provide a email password, and the issues is invalid email or password. Okay, or if you need to check the code, you have the option, so click this code, so you will see the whole thing here. I hope you just got all of this stuff. Okay, so after then actually you can audit all of this stuff. For example, if you check the logout functionality, go here and let me preview it. Still logout button functionality test couldn't be completed because the login step failed. Okay, that means the login step failed, so that's why it's actually cannot complete the logout functionality. Okay, so now how to fix all of this stuff. Okay, so to do that, you can come back to your IDE, and now simply say I have seen there are some issues on the test report. Based on the report, please fix my issues. Okay, so this command actually read these docs, the report test is type given you, and then try to fix all of this stuff. Okay, after completing all of this fixing, right now we will rerun the test and see what will happen. Okay, so that's why here you will simply type rerun the test again and simply just click this arrow button. Okay, so now it will rerun the test cases again. Okay, so you can see it's actually proceeding, and right now if you back to your dashboard, you will see what's going on. Oh, the test is completed and you can see the result here. We have completed 14 tests out of 15, and you can see the status. Only the last test cases is failed. And if I want to show you what actually happened it here, if I go inside it, let me click here. The error is stated that on our registration page we have an issues on submit button disable state and loading indicator behavior. Okay, so to fix it, actually you can simply copy this error. Let me copy this error and then back to your code editors, paste it and say to fix it. Okay, I hope you understood how you have to test your project and fix all of this stuff using TestSprite. And if you have any issues, please leave a comment on this video and I will provide you guidance how you can solve that problem.